Let's begin with an environmental issue. Plastic pollution has become an emerging threat all over the world. Strict laws are being introduced to tackle the menace. The Lagos state government is swinging into action in the fight against plastic pollution as it plans to ban the circulation of single-use plastics and sachet water, among others, from January 2025. Reacting, the chairman of the state chapter of the Association for Table Water Producers of Nigeria, Musaku Ololade, said engagement with the state government on the way forward are ongoing and the need to sensitize members of the association on the ban. There is no such thing as a way when we throw anything away. It must go somewhere. Ikeo.
And I think that at the end of the day, it is for everyone's good. The earth is our habitat. We do not have any other habitat, but we've been treating our sole habitat badly. You can see the problems arising from climate change because we have chosen not to heed warnings. The global warming is causing irregular rainfall, causing flooding, jeopardizing agri-production. I recall that Katsina State, because of irregular rainfall, farmers planted their fields, and what they planted got burnt because the rains wouldn't come at a time when they should come. So these are man-made problems that we created on our own. And looking at plastics, these plastics are not biodegradable. I've seen animals who swallowed plastic, like elephants and who swallowed plastic, and they had to be operated upon. Otherwise, it will have killed such animals. And it's because our seas, our rivers are clogged with plastic stuff. These things don't decay. And I think the world is moving in that direction. And Lagos State, as the state that prides itself as the leader in our country, has decided to try its best to control the use of plastics. Remember, even the styrofoam, or what is it called? Lagos State banned it earlier because it causes damage even to the people who use them. Causes cancer and all that. So now they are no longer using single-use plastics to sell food to us in Lagos State because you know you are going to be arrested. But they are taking it further now, which means that pure water, as we call it, may no longer be legal, and PET bottles as well may no longer be legal from January next year. I just need the state government, I will implore the state government to do a lot of enlightenment before the implementation of this, because there are people's livelihoods are dependent on producing these things. But let's encourage recycling. Let's encourage the use of non-single-use plastics, because at the end of the day, it's for everyone's good.
All right, Dotun, are our people ready for this change?
Well, we can never be ready for such a change. Most of the time, what we need is implementation of the law. When this issue came up late last year and earlier this year, it was made to look like it was a new thing. It isn't. The issue has been ongoing. The law has been there. It was just that we've not implemented. I've said it once on this program. There was a day I came out while it was raining. Right in Ogba, not on the outskirts. And in front of my estate, the drainage there at a particular spot that the plastics left the drainage. I counted, I'm sure it was over 3,000 pet bottles, pet drinks. So, if that is how we are treating our environment, and all of these things will still clog the drainage, and we've been told, even before this issue of climate change came, that Lagos is underwater. It's not that it is sitting on it is actually underwater. Then people can begin to think of the repercussion of allowing these things to linger more than it has now. Because it's good for us, really. If I go to where I want to eat, and I don't have to pay for the plastic, because the more than one-use plastics are now very expensive. The least you can get is about 300. Some are as high as 1,500, 2,000. So it's cheaper for me to buy food and use it. But what's the cost in the long run? It's costlier. And that's what our people need to know. And that's why the government has been talking with the people.
So because we cannot overemphasize the importance of environmental protection and sustainability, for a place like Lagos, what's the impact this will have on the environment?
The impact will be what we have been seeing of recent flooding. And then beyond that is the issue of waste disposal. Most of the dump sites that we have, or some, they are trying to move them because humans now are around that environment. For instance, the one that is close to us here in TVC, which is the one just by the old toll gate. Government is trying to clear that place up because beside it is a major complex that people use. Behind it, you have banks, you have several industries from where people can, catch diseases. So it's trying to move. So when you are trying to move, to where? Because that's a big question. So what government it's now trying to do is to ensure that it is waste that we can dispose adequately. That is things that can be easily recycled, that are in the system, not the ones where you need to go and start burying and all the rest. So people are going away from the era of having a dump site that is permanently so. If you go to the one on Igondo Road, the kind of things, development that has taken place around that place requires that place is no longer a dump site. So it is going to take a toll on us if we are not careful in terms of flooding and health for residents of Lagos.
All right. So let's talk about the legality of sachet water from January 2025. You know, poor people depend on this. Some who cannot afford table water depend on sachet water. Would you advocate for public drinking water across Lagos?
That's what, serious countries are doing. I've not gotten tired of telling this story. There was a day myself and my wife arrived in a city in the US, a university city, and we saw a pond, like a pond. The water looked quite dirty. I was and we were told that that's the water they drink because it's recycled. Immediately we entered into the mall, just by and we opened the tap, clean, already treated. That's where people are moving to now. You can't go to an advanced country and see sachet water. You see, the bottled water that we even see, or most of the time what you see will be the ones for office use, the big ones that they put on the fridge, small mini fridge. So we should be moving. In fact, for a lot of these countries that have moved ahead of us, we are richer than them. When we look at it, it's just a matter of planning. You should be able to get two things when you move around in any serious country. Public toilets that are usable, and then public water. Those are critical things.
Your take on this?
Yes, I think I will encourage the government to do its best to do sufficient enlightenment and then get this policy to kick in. Lagos says it generates 13,000 tons of waste monthly, and that 60% of these are plastics. You know, we just drink the bottled water, we drop it. All our drainages are clogged by water bottles, what's it called? Pure water, as we like to call it. Pure water became popular around 1994 when we had that meningitis that swept across parts of our country, including Lagos. So they began to produce. In the past, people used to simply pour water into bread.
Ice water.
Yes. And you just tear it and start drinking. So later they began to produce plastic that was much more durable than the bread nylon.
And the pure water too.
Yes. So that's how it became pure water and all that. And today, we are reluctant to give it up. An evolving city like Lagos needs to constantly take steps to improve service delivery, make the city more livable than it is currently. And these are some of the steps that they can take. Remember, even those who are living under the bridges, some of them were paying rent while living under the bridges. This commissioner in Lagos, a no-nonsense one, he went there and evicted them. So I will encourage them to continue along this line. NAFDAC too also came up with a decision to ban sachet drinks, like what they call Lori Malu and the rest of them. All those spirits, you know, produced in small plastics. So they said they want to ban it, but because there are many companies that are into production of this sachet alcoholic beverages, the National Assembly said they should slow down because a lot of people will be out of jobs. But we have to take that decision and the final analysis because it's for everyone's good. It's so convenient for drivers, especially here in Lagos, to just tear
and throw it out of your windows.
You know, a sachet of Ori Malu and just start drinking. They misbehave on the wheels. So these are enablers of such aberrant behavior. So,
all right. Yes, we look forward to the implementation of this and see how Lagosians adapt to it.
And I'm sure once it works in Lagos, other states will adopt it too, because Lagos, Ibadan, Kano, the quantum of waste generated is alarming, and the bulk of them are these plastic products that are not biodegradable.
All right, gentlemen.